You see that? 65 degrees, which is 20 degrees cooler than the last time I was here. When I got news of a cold front coming through, I realized that I was going to have to change my day off from Friday to Wednesday. Today's high is 91, which again is 15 degrees below what it was Sunday when the official high was 106. And the humidity's dropped, so maybe I'll be able to be out here a little bit longer today because of that. I remember the last video, when I got back to the truck, I couldn't have been any wetter if I'd have been standing in a pool. And so we're going to go out and see if we can learn a little more today, because the temperature gets back up to the triple digits tomorrow. Yes, it was a cold front, but it was a brief cold front and again, dry cold front. Still no rain. Let's see what we can find. By the way, I did have another beeping digger arrive in the mail yesterday. I haven't even had a chance to cut the box open, but I'm sure that'll be in an upcoming video. I wonder if that's a shotgun shell. Wish it was more yellow and less green. Well, I don't know. We'll see, won't we? Hit it with my big shovel, whatever it is. Who knows? It's got a curved edge on it. Be too much to hope for it being a plate. And it's not. Well, that's educational there, because I want to be able to dig big iron, and you notice how this iron was big enough to push some green and even some yellow into the signal. And so, you know, if you want to dig artillery, you got to dig that. So that's helpful. Every now and then it'll pump a little green. I think this is probably a larger iron, but not real big. Not as big as the last one, or either it's shaped in a way that creates that. I don't guess we're gonna find out, because I can't get the dang shovel. Well, they're in the ground, maybe. I've been complaining a lot about the weather, but this truly is kind of an unprecedented deal. I've lived here 24 years, and I've never seen a dry spell this long, and I've never seen a heat wave of over 100 degrees this long, and they both happening at the same time. But you can see what it did to the ground. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it, but look at the RGB meter. It's got to be either, now nothing's got to be anything, we all know that, but it would seem it's going to be either large iron or non-ferrous, and those are the two that we like to dig. It was something tiny that I got tired of looking for. Word on my philosophy videoing. People do it a lot of different ways.
my least favorite, and the ones I won't watch are what I call the hole-to-hole ones, where all you see is the holes after they've found the target. You can go the whole video without even knowing what kind of metal detector they're using. I'm not interested in just seeing what you found. If you're going to do that, just put it on the tailgate of the truck at the end of the day and show it that way, and don't waste the time. I'm interested in learning how the process goes and seeing the signal and listening to the signal and seeing how it turns out. I'm also interested in seeing targets that aren't the ones we keep. Therefore I do what I like to watch. Relic hunting reality. And if you haven't watched one of the other videos, this place I just hunt about once a year now, because I hunted it for 15 years, and targets are few and far between. But I've been coming here just to learn this detector, because I don't really care what kind of targets I dig, just their conductivity is all that matters to me as I learn this machine for cooler months and better sights. Big iron. It is going to tell you when it's big. I like that a lot, because if it'll give that kind of signal, you saw it on, it was going yellow and white and green on that, then I know not to dig the ones that are borderline or nothing, because if they show no color, they're going to be small. And what I mean by color, you always get that little bit of white and purple on the left, whatever. And as you get dialed in, sometimes even that disappears, showing you it's a nail or small iron. So whenever you get some green or yellow added to it, or it goes all the way across the RGB meter, that changes the equation, and we're out here hunting to try to figure out how it does. This is an example of what I'm talking about. When I first came over this target, it threw a lot of color out. But then I zeroed in on it and watch what happened. It's not throwing, see, just a tad of color now, but early, that first look, it said, hey, give me another look at that. Watch as I get closer to it. Nothing. That iron isn't big. What do we think this is? You get it high above the ground. Color. The color varies. So I'm gonna, you say, could that be a can? Yeah, it could be a can, or that has had some degradation, but I'm gonna guess shallow, maybe even on the ground. Iron, don't prove me wrong. Well, yeah, it is. Exactly that. Exactly that. It's been a good day. Haven't found a dang thing worth finding, but it's been a good day to learn. There's some time left though, because it's not as hot. Yeah, we're learning about big iron today, aren't we? Modern bullet, just like it read. Deer stand. I guess he had some luck that day. Never mind. Dug it anyway. Makes me wonder if that's going to be a shotgun shell or something. Okay. Kind of curious. The reason I turned it on the first time was because I was getting a good yellow green, and then it, you know, when I turned it on, you saw it disappeared. I went back and I was still getting yellow green, and that is a round musket bow that is flattened from hitting a tree or something. 1864. It's kind of mini boss looking. Musket bow. I guess I'm getting further along the learning curve in this machine, because today I've been able to predict much more accurately than at any time previous. Still a long way to go, but it's good to know there's some road in the rearview mirror. Big something. Something big, all right. What I figured. I don't know. Shotgun shell. Confederate button. Oh gosh, this ground. Foil. Clump of foil. Man, this is awful. Good news is it's out. Ah, yep. Pull tail. Lid. 3-ringer. Piece of a 3-ringer. See the 3 rings there? we got. You saw the colors, but it seemed a little bit too much green for it to be big enough to be a mini ball. Shotgun shell, who knows? Small caliber bullet. Smaller caliber bullet. Modern, probably 30 cal. This is a big signal. But because the color is mostly green and not getting up to silver or white, it makes me think it's big iron rather than big can. Oh, I hit it. There's that rock. Big iron. We're making progress, buddy. We are making progress. That's another big signal. But it's white and orange instead of green and orange, which leads me to think more along the lines of a can. Here you have it. Aluminum. Not sure what's going on here. Just when you think it's iron, you get some color. Well, that'll do it for today. Thankful for the weather. I was able to go a couple hours longer, all the way to lunch, and learned a lot and realized how far I've come and learned this detector. I really need now to be able to learn at depth. I keep telling myself I'm not coming back out here until I can do that and dig deep holes, but I keep coming back anyway. Oh well. It has been the worst conditions to start this learning curve, but one thing that dawned on me today is that I have indeed made progress along the learning curve. And even if the progress I now have is all that I would have before getting into soft ground, cold weather relic hunting, I think I'd do all right. I'm liking this machine, and I look forward to being able to dig some of these deep targets.